Heat. And
there was another one. I think maybe the game before that they had a 15-point quarter. It's been bad.
Yeah, our shot making hasn't been to the level of what we have been accustomed to seeing. And then also, I think that we talk about this all the time, that you can't allow your shot missing or not making shot making abilities affect your defense abilities, because you could get a stop too. Just like the other team got a stop, or you might get a good look and it don't go in. You can't hang your head. You can't not have that effort on the defensive end. I think, like I always say, I've been saying this forever, if you're locked in defensively for the most part, offensively, it seems like it's a little easier.
And what's crazy is they have the ¡1 offense in the NBA, and yet there have been these painful stretches where it just doesn't look that way. And so they're just going to figure out how to be a little bit more consistent. They for long stretches of the season, they've gotten much better at it. But when it gets painful, it's like it's a hard watch, because they're just not doing the things that make them successful. And then it bleeds to the upside. Got to be better.
Okay, speaking of one of those painful stretches, that's a hard watch. Let's look at it right now.
Right, just what people want to
see. Yes, but as soon as they got it back to within 4 in that third quarter, here's that 20-7 run by the Knicks to close out the third quarter. So the Celtics had 7 points, I think, over the final 8 minutes of that third. Jaylen Brown, I think, had like a jumper with about 8 minutes to go, 9 minutes to go, and then it was just all New York, Eddie.
Yeah, you see who was in the first 3 clips of that?
Rout.
Yep. Is this a time where you be like, kind of miss Anthony Simons to come in and maybe give us a spark offensively, knock some shots down, get the energy going in the arena? But at the same time, we got to play defense. I didn't think we were locked in defensively. We're a step slow. At the very beginning of the game, guys were getting open shots, easy shots, late contests. I always say late contest is like a no contest for a guy that can shoot the basketball. So when I'm looking at all of those things and they start adding up, I mean, you gotta just say New York came out there and gave it to us, period.
Yeah, and look, you got 2 days off for the first time in what feels like forever. So, and then you get the All-Star break looming. So a chance to kind of get Vooch on the right page, kind of hit the reset button. I think everybody kind of needs it at this point. But that being said, like, it's a little disappointing when there was the better opponents have typically brought out the Celtics' best basketball, and tonight was the complete opposite.
Okay, Celtics had 5 3-pointers in the first half. They were struggling shooting the ball as it was in the first half. It's part of the reason they were down by 7. They were. What we have it on was 5 for 22. They were 5 for 22, and they finished the game 7 of 41. So they went 2 of 19 in this. Like, it kind of felt like it's got to get better. The 3-point shooting's got to get better. In the second, Eddie, it never did.
Yeah, and we're good looks though. That's the thing about it. Look, those last 2 clips right there, really good looks at the basket. This is another good look right there with Jalen Brunson closing out to a big fella. Just can't knock it down. This is another good look, a late contest, just not hitting it. But to me, it was more so for me that it was the defense. I keep telling you guys, if you lock in defensively, it seems like those shots start rolling in and getting down, as opposed to you missing or they're going in and out and things like that. But you gotta play some defense. First half, they shot 60% from the field. You cannot allow a team to shoot 60% from the field. That means they're getting whatever they want.
0 for 10 in the third quarter. Just like abysmal 3-point shooting. And you're not going to win games when you're not playing defense to the right level if you can't knock down any threes. So I go back to it. They've been better in this stretch with both limiting opponent 3-pointers and kind of getting themselves going. Today was the complete opposite.
They weren't just 0 for 10 from 3 in the third quarter. They were also 6 of 15 from 2. So it was really nothing was working in that third quarter. As that was the primary reason why the Celtics lost. But as we get into it, just these two teams kind of go back and forth, Chris. They obviously were, matched up last year in the Eastern Conference semifinals, and it feels like they're the 2 teams that are fighting for the 2 seed.
Right, and it's a little frustrating because you kind of want to show that you're, even without Jason Tatum, you're not the same team that they saw in the postseason. Celtics were just not good in that series and blew the 20-point leads early and just never kind of found their way. And you could tell New York feels confident and comfortable against this team right now. So you got to make them uncomfortable. That last matchup could matter in terms of the head-to-head tiebreaker. It goes to a division record after that, I believe, which the Knicks now have a 2-game edge on. So you're just going to have to start taking care of business against both East teams and New York, if you just start thinking that this might come down to the wire. And given the way that they have been intertwined in those 2-3 spots, it very well could. So you got to be better. And plus, at that finish line of the season, you're going to want to just show them again. Maybe Tatum's back at that point. Just a reminder to them that if the playoffs come around, it won't be the same as what we've seen to this point.
No, it wouldn't be. And think about it, they didn't have one of their key players in OG Anunoby out there on the floor, and they still were able to. I mean, it was 16-4 fast break points. That means that they were outworking us, outrunning down the floor. And is that a reflection of the double big lineup, to where you look at the double big lineup and we're not getting back on defense like we should be getting back. The guards aren't rotating back, and then they're able to just get out in the open floor and have easy buckets. We've seen a lot of backdoor cuts tonight. 7 assists and 5 turnovers in the second half.
Not good. Not good, because you're sitting up here, they had 15 at half.
Yes.
You're counting them down. You said they're on track. They're in a good place to get to that 25, that watermark.
And we cut it to 7 when we weren't shooting the ball well. So I'm thinking, like, okay, everything could turn around, but it just didn't turn around. It wasn't their day today. And, you know, it's some of these that you just got to, you know, take it on the chin and move forward, because you got so many games that you have to play. You get a couple days off. Then the Bulls are going to run up, you know what I mean?
Anthony Simons' return game?
Yeah, exactly. So get ready for the Super Bowl, everybody.
Before you do, though, let's take a look at what Jalen Brunson did today. He put up 31 points. He had, 19 in the first half. Kind of controlled that first half with 19 points, 6 assists. And, again, a guy who's constantly in that conversation for first-team All-NBA alongside Jaylen Brown. Jalen Brunson showed why today, Chris.
Yeah, you know, look, I'm part of the Jalen Brunson hater club, but undeniably what he can defensively, and give him credit, too, because the Celtics were never quite able to attack him defensively. Like, if he's gonna score all those points, you got to be able to put that many right back on him and take advantage of his size, and the Celtics weren't able to do that. They do a good job hiding him. They didn't put him in the action enough today. They didn't do him work hard enough to make him work. And this is another reminder of when he's going, he can make tough shots, and especially on a day when you can't get anything going on even clean looks, it's tough to fight back.
We were talking about it at halftime, Eddie, and it was, I guess my question to you was, like, how would you defend him differently? And you also made the point, well, Jalen Brunson can get his. It's everybody else. So the second half, was that more about everybody else than it was about Jalen Brunson just getting some timely buckets?
I think what happened was everybody started feeling comfortable. We weren't playing great defense. So that allows other guys to start feeling good and feeling comfortable. You see one go in, everybody's a pro out there. And so you see one go in, next thing you know, that next shot feels better. That you see that one go in, that next shot feel even more better, and then before you know it, it's like, okay, now it was my turn, now it's your turn. You know, you get off, okay, now you get off, and then we turn the ball over. Jose Alvarado came in and played extremely well for them, gave them great minutes, you know, in his debut. And so when I also look at it, like, when you looked at all those highlights, Jalen Brunson, that we just ran, that package, at the end of the day, we ran multiple bodies at him, and he was able to get his shot off. He plays at a different pace. He gets to his spots, and he's strong enough to create space. And those things right there that's the combination that you want with a guard. You want him to play at a pace. You want him to be able to have strength and then create their own space to either make a shot for themselves or create a shot for somebody else. And he did that tonight.
He also was only 3 of 3 at the free throw line, right? So he kind of did it efficiently within the flow of the game. Let's get to the Awaken.